auxiliary sight for the gunner. The main armament was formidable. With its rifled 120mm gun, its long-range accuracy and penetration at the time was top of its game. In fact, records show that a well-trained crew could achieve in the region of 98% first-round hits around to about 1.5 kilometers. In the design phase, one of the most important considerations was choosing the optimum caliber. It had to be capable of defeating the Soviet heavy tanks at, and I quote, as long a range as possible, and also needed to have the potential for improvement, mainly in terms of new ammunition. The gun could fire a wide range of ammunition, but the most commonly loaded types were HESH, high explosive squash head, and APDS, armor piercing discarding sabot, or practice rounds equivalents for both types. The gun was fully stabilized with a fully computerized integrated fire control system. On the barrel we have a two-part thermal sleeve. Its primary purpose is to provide a more consistent temperature to the barrel, preventing distortions due to thermal expansion caused by the temperature differences around the barrel when firing. Holding the sleeve in place are several clamps. At the muzzle end we have a rubber shroud with a polished steel mirror underneath. On the turret roof is a light source, which when switched on shines a red light into this mirror. This then gets reflected back into the gunner's sight. It was a quick and accurate way to ensure what the gunner was aiming at was aligned with the muzzle of the gun, and played a key part in the remarkable accuracy of this gun. Let's take a closer look inside. So here we are now in the commander's position. Now the commander is the man with overall responsibility for the entire crew. Some of the things in the commander's position that you can see, well, all the way around me I've got episcopes or periscopes. So the commander's actually got a pretty good 360-degree field of view. Directly to my front, I've got this binocular type sight. And to the left of that, you've got the commander's firing control handle. As the name suggests, this is the ability where he can actually fire the main armament and select between coax and main armament on there as well. Also located on here, we've got a rocker switch. Now this rocker switch actually does the lays and auto-lay procedure for the tank. Across to the right, we've got a map light, and just to the right of the map light, we've got the CCMU, or the Commander's Control and Monitoring Unit. Now the CCMU is really a ballistic computer or calculator. It's a means whereby the commander can enter information that's deemed via the MET probe located on the outside of the turret concerning the ambient weather conditions. Now, of course, all of this information is critical to accurately lay and fire the gun. Just to the left of the CCMU, we've got this dog clutch. If I push this dog clutch in, it enables me to traverse the cupola left and right. Just to the right on my knee, we've got the grip switch and thumb controller. Now this just enables the commander by power traverse to traverse left or right and also elevate or depress. The interesting thing about the commander's control is, although it's duplicated or replicated down in the gunner's position, this one actually overrides anything the gunner does. And really the final thing to mention whilst we're in the commander's position is the commander's seat itself. This can be elevated or depressed so that you can actually put your head outside, and this is just done by this hydraulic pump here. And that's the commander's position. And now we're going to look at an incredibly uncomfy position, that of the gunner. So the gunner's position, and this really takes me back because this was the very first position and job I had when I joined the Royal Tank Regiment all those years ago. It's a terrible position, incredibly uncomfortable, and as you can imagine with the commander sat behind you, kicking you in the back all the time, not great at all. Some of the main controls that we find down here, well, just to my left we've got the auxiliary sight. Directly to my front I've got the sight laser rangefinder. Underneath that we've got the elevation hand wheel, and all the elevation hand wheel does is enables us to elevate or depress the main armament manually. And between my legs we've got the gunner's fire control handle, which is exactly the same as the commander's fire control handle that we saw earlier on. To the right of that, he's got the grip switch and thumb controller, again exactly the same as the commander's one, so it just enables the gunner to traverse and elevate the main armament by powered traverse or powered elevation. And to my right we've got the traverse hand wheel, and you'll see over on the right hand side here numerous amounts of buttons and switches. We've got the controls for actually starting the gun control equipment. We've got numerous amounts of circuit breakers